So in this overview video, we're going to be checking out the Sapphire Pulse RX 5600 XT. Now, if you've been keeping up with tech news or been doing your research before buying your next graphics card, you've probably heard a lot about the 5600 series right now because there's been a lot of buzz. So what's happened is that manufacturers have got them finally in the shops, but at the same time, AMD released a new BIOS update that gives an 11% performance increase into the card, which is great. The only thing is that if you happen to buy a card right now or maybe a month down the line, there could be cards in stock that haven't been sold and are using the old model numbers. That means that you have to update the BIOS yourself. Now, don't fear, it's really easy. You can check out our YouTube video on this channel, and I'm going to put the link in the description below. So check that out and let's dive into this overview. Built on AMD's RDNA gaming architecture using the 7nm process, the Sapphire Pulse RX 5600 XT has 2,304 stream processors that run at a boost clock of up to 1,750 MHz, plus a game clock of 1,615. It's also got 6 GB of GDDR6 running in it as well. The card can handle up to 4 displays, supporting 1 HDMI 2.0 and 3 display ports at version 1.4. It's VR friendly and it utilizes a single 8-pin power connector. The recommended power supply for the card is at least 500 watts. As always with Sapphire cards, it features a dual BIOS switch that can be found on the side of the card that allows for a quick, convenient switching from performance mode to silent modes. So the Pulse is running the DualX cooling technology alongside with the intelligent fan control. This way you get a perfect balance of performance and noise levels. The fans themselves feature dual ball bearings, which have approximately an 85% longer lifespan while being at least 10% quieter than previous generations. Plus, what's even better, with the Quick Fan Connect feature, you're able to quickly replace the fans yourselves without having to go through the hassle of returning the card if anything happens to go wrong with fan heads. As expected on the Sapphire brand, you can always count on top-notch quality builds such as a 12-layer PCB, long-life capacitors, fuse protection, amazing VRM cooling and memory solutions, and this is all achieved while maintaining a rather aesthetically pleasing design. The Sapphire THICC software gives you your general overview of the card specification and lets you check on your hardware performance. And here you can find the THICC Boost tab, which can help increase performance in games by downscaling multiple resolutions at once using the percentage slider. By lowering it, you can increase performance drastically by selecting a new custom resolution in game, but obviously you will lose some image quality. Also, don't forget to turn on the Radeon image sharpening. This contrast adapted sharpening algorithm will give your games extra details that you never knew were even there. And the best part is that it doesn't even affect performance that much, so you can just leave it on, forget about it, and start to see your games really pop out. Also, let's not forget about the Radeon anti-lag that is designed to reduce input latency, and normally when you saturate your GPU with 100% usage, the CPU will continue to process new frames, which means you can often find the CPU is processing multiple frames, in particular your inputs ahead of your GPU, which is a no-no. You don't want this happening. So Radeon anti-lag aims to solve this problem by preventing the CPU at a driver level from getting more than a frame or two ahead of the GPU. This makes it possible to reduce the latency between what's being processed by the computer and what you see on the monitor. Generally, we can see up to a full frame of latency removed from the chain, so if you think about it, this can actually make playing at 60 FPS feel more like playing at 90 or even 120. Moving on to some benchmarks using Gears of War 5, and while the RX 5600 XT is primarily aimed towards 1080p gaming, it is certainly capable at 1440p entry level, so I wanted to test 3 resolutions here: 1080p, 1440p and 1224p, which is 1440p downscaled by 15% using the THICC software. As you can tell in the results below, the performance all around was decent from all 3 resolutions on ultra settings, but I would definitely run 2024p over 1440p as I find it almost impossible to tell the difference between these 2 resolutions in terms of the details, but I will definitely feel the performance game in terms of the combat situations when I need to drastically move my mouse more. So we have a top performing card with the Sapphire Pulse RX 5600 here. 1080p gaming is just smashed out of the park. You can run 1440p as well on certain games, but what you could do is just downscale that resolution by 15% using the THICC software, and then you've got more experimental room with more games at higher resolutions if you want to do that. You know, you've also got the anti-lag features, which is great for competitive-minded players, as well as the image sharpening tool to get even more details in those other games as well, which is superb. I just leave the thing on and just go, oh my god, what are all these things popping out of nowhere? But it's dependent on the game as well, depending on the engine, etc. Now, because of that AMD BIOS update, it definitely makes the card more competitive in the current market. So it's definitely a card worth looking at if it meets your budgetary requirements. Now, if you do happen to be apprehensive about updating the BIOS, honestly, it's a piece of cake. It's no problem whatsoever. It's only a couple of clicks and then you've done it. Don't have to ever worry about it again. And if something does happen to go wrong, you have the dual BIOS feature on the card, so more than likely you'll be able to recover the card no problems whatsoever. But anyways, thanks for tuning into this overview. I hope it's helpful for some people.
The XFX Radeon RX 5600 XT THICC series of cards feature a new look that sports high-performance fans with 0 dB technology. This new heatsink assembly is made up of a copper GPU heatsink, copper memory heat spreader, and an open-air design that allows maximum airflow via the ventilation holes for high-performance cooling. The XFX RX 5600 XT looks great and is constructed with a seamless design that showcases an aluminum backplate that protects the cards and makes for easily handling as well. This card not only looks simple and elegant, it's also really cool looking to the eye, and there is no gaudy RGB in this design. It's made for performance, not flash. The XFX RX 5600 XT has a dual BIOS switch that has 2 modes to choose from. The performance mode, it's made for balls to the wall gaming, but you can also have the card run silent in quiet mode if you're just surfing the net or streaming movies. And having a dual BIOS option also means you can always have a backup and have 0 downtime between your games. For the best out-of-the-box performance, look for the new XFX RX 5600 XT 14 gigabits per second edition. It comes guaranteed to be flashed with the very latest 14 gigabit per second BIOS, so you can get right to gaming without any of those messy BIOS flash issues. AMD's Adrenalin software features FreeSync, image sharpening, integer scaling, streaming software, and more. And with XFX's 3-year warranty, you know they've got you covered at every base. So if you want the best, get XFX with the power and cooling you need to conquer your gaming domain. So get yours today.
For PC components, a well-designed printed circuit board, or PCB, is the critical foundation for product reliability on which advanced components are installed. Until today, every graphics card in the world was hand-built to exact specifications. Now, incorporating 180 innovations, ASUS is the first graphics card brand to achieve 100% automated production, accompanied by aerospace-grade superalloy Power 2 component materials and advanced quality control and inspection to deliver superior quality and reliability as premium workstation products.
Product quality is always at the forefront of our minds. With the principle of design thinking, we are persistently finding ways to optimize every minute detail of components, circuit boards, and production process. This is the spirit of ASUS Auto Extreme technology.
ASUS Auto Extreme technology creates and refines a new generation of exclusive superalloy power components to ensure its voltage threshold and power efficiency even in the toughest conditions. Furthermore, ASUS Auto Extreme technology optimizes the production process by eliminating an entire stage of heating, fortifying the component's overclocking stability even further.
To achieve even better product longevity, we completely removed the use of plugs to minimize dust buildup and oxidation on the circuit boards and connectors.
Setting the highest standard of quality control in the industry, ASUS Auto Extreme technology customizes inspection systems to ensure superalloy Power 2 components are produced and installed with the highest precision and consistent perfection.
Beyond reliability, we are committed to environmentally friendly production by avoiding harsh chemicals and reducing electricity consumption by 50%. Another benefit of ASUS Auto Extreme technology is that it makes the circuit boards totally smooth for the first time. System builders can enjoy working without sharp bumps.
ASUS Auto Extreme technology leads us a step further on our quest to produce perfect graphics cards. Now, more than ever, you can be assured that ASUS graphics cards represent the pinnacle of product performance, quality, and reliability.